Hi, Nancy Burt-Preece here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Here's all my contact information. Today we are making an arrow fold card, and it is really, I have to turn that over. It's really quite easy. You can see I'm making it for a grad card. I am using just cardstock, some silver foil. I'm using the Scallop Wishes for the graduation. I am using cherry cobbler. I just colored a couple of our gems here. These are our rhinestone basic jewels. And I cut this. This is using alphabet a la mode dies, which are on last chance lists. So if you want them, get them now. So let me show you how to make this card. Here's what you need. I went ahead and cut out the 2026 and I made them stickers. So I'll show you how to use those, but those are very easy and I'll put those to the side. My card base is 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. So that's all ready to go. I bone fold it pretty good too. We're going to start with this one, but we also have a 3 3/4 by 5 white and a 4 by 5 1/4 basic gray. So that's going to be for the outside. Nope, that's going to be for the inside. And then for the outside, I have a 3 3/4 by 5 and a 4 by 5 1/4. So I basically did the white underneath and the white on top. I just changed them around. So these two we're not going to have to cut because that's going to go on the inside of the card. So what we're going to start with is I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. And the first thing I'm going to do is do my ruler. And of course I turned it over so it's not as easy to see the inches. So I am going to turn it back for a minute before I get everything all unstuck here. I'm moving my things up. So I'm going to start in the middle of my card and I'm going to make a little tick mark at 2 3/4 with my pencil. Then I'm going to make a little tick mark at each side. I'm going to do 2 1/8. Turn it over. I did it from the bottom. I have to do from the bottom. I always get that confused. Do it from the bottom. Go this way. And go, hopefully you can see that, 2 1/8 from the bottom. So you're measuring exactly the same tick mark. Okay? That's really important because you want them to match. So now I'm going to take and I'm going to move my cutting blade out of the way and I'm going to score. So I'm going to do the bottom tick mark to the side. And I'm using my scoring tool. Then I'm going to use the bottom tick mark to the score line. And I'm going to do the opposite. Bottom tick mark to the side. Now I got to find I don't see the tick mark on that one really well. Maybe I didn't do it right. I don't know. Let me check. I'm going to put this up here and check that tick mark just to make sure. Okay. Now I'm going to do the tick mark to the bottom mark. Once again, scoring gray blade. And the bottom score line to the tick mark. So I can set this aside for a minute. I'm going to come through and try. These on the side aren't as concerning. They really don't show. The one on the bottom, you try to get it off if you can. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting this folded. So it's used to being folded. Go down. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down, and you can go the other way if you want to get it moving. So you've got this kind of a look. So you go, this makes a nice big triangle, and these come out. So I'm going to also score. I can see that one. I didn't get quite as even, did I? You know, it could be because I had a couple of different tick marks on that side. So how can I fix that? Well, let's see it. Does it look even? No, this side's a little bigger. I'm going to keep going with this one, but if you get one from me, I will make sure they do match. So the next part you're going to do is you're going to take the big white and you're going to put a mark at 2 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And all we're going to do for this one is do from the point down and go ahead and use that black blade and cut it right off. Like I say, this probably won't do great because I didn't do the greatest job the first time. I might have to do that again just to show you and make sure I don't get it confused. So that should, if this was done correctly, that should fit here perfectly. But see, I got off a little bit. So I'll redo this one in a minute. But let's do the gray one. The gray one, we're going to make a tick mark at 2 1/2, which is the center of the gray piece. Okay. I'm going to come back through. I got too much junk here. And I'm going to use my dark blade because I'm going to cut. And I'm going to cut. These little triangles, you can use those for a different project. And where did I put my white? There we go. So this should fit nicely on there. So those two I did a good job with. So I'm going to do this again because, you know, when you do something wrong like that, you're like, you know, I'm just not happy with that. So let me try it again. And I'm going to start out with a 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. I'm going to do my first score with my light blade at 4 1/4. Light blade. Almost did that wrong, didn't I? Okay. Back to the tick marks. First tick mark is 2 3/4. I'm going to bring it all the way down. I'll bring that up so hopefully you can see that. 2 3/4. 1, 2, 3. I might not have gotten that in the right spot. That could have been the first thing I did wrong. Then I'm going to start from the bottom. And I'm going to line this up at 2 1/8. See where that is? 2 1/8. And I'm going to make a tick mark. I'm going to turn it around. It's easier on this side. From the bottom. And 2 1/8. Now I'm going to try it again. I'm only going to use my scoring blade. I'm going to go from the middle tick mark to the one side, middle tick mark to the score line. Do it again on this side, middle tick mark to the first tick mark, middle on the bottom tick mark to the score line. All right, let's see if I did a better job that time. Sometimes, you know, it happens. Okay, so I'm going to start by folding that one down, that one up, this one down, that one up. Oh, I did it right the second time. That's good. I'm glad I did it second time for you, because if you're really trying to follow along and I did it a mess, you're going to be like, how in the world do you do that? Okay. Then I will go ahead and fold it all down. Before I do anything else, I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive, not a ton, just a little, to hold this. I just think it works better. And then I'm going to put just a little bit up here. You don't want to put it down too far, because then it'll show on both sides. Just a little bit up here. It just holds that down a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it just holds it down. Okay. So I've got that part done. Now I can go ahead. If you have any marks, just take them off with your eraser. Oops, let's hold that back. Really got to hold it. I can't get it now. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere this one. And I got glue. I'll turn that over in a minute. Gosh, I'm doing a great job on camera this time, aren't I? I made a couple of different videos today, so I think I'm at my video limit. I think I'm done. Too many videos in one day, and Nancy is not a happy girl. Okay, so since I'm going to glue this one on top, I'm not going to worry about that. And I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on this. And let's try it again. Okay. Now we're cooking. Now this looks correct. Thank goodness. I'm turning this around because it's sticky. So I've got that part done. On the inside, I have my 4 by 5 1/4 basic gray. I'm doing a local high school colors. The one person that asked for this card, I'm assuming they need these colors. If they don't, well, they can enjoy them anyway, probably. So now I'm doing my 3 3/4 by 5. And the only thing I'm stamping on that is the happy graduation. And I just stamped that right in cherry cobbler. And remember, you can use any colors you want. You can use designer series paper. You don't have to make it a grad card. You can do anything you want. For the purposes of my upcoming class, it's going to be a grad card, but you don't have to. This is a fun design. So I've got that. Now, I will have cut out 2026. I made them stickers. So what you do is you put the foil and the sticker sheet underneath, and you run it through your cut and score machine, and it makes a sticker. With these really thin dies, I recommend making a sticker with these because they're very thin. I like them, but it's hard if you don't make them stickers to try to adhere them. And there's the 0, the 2. And finally the 6. And the last thing I'm going to do is I colored with my blends marker, and I'm just going to add a couple of little cherry cobbler rhinestones. I love that you can color your rhinestones any color you want with our blends. And you've got your graduation card. And it's a fun fold. So isn't that a cool way to give a gift for graduation. So I hope you like this card. I hope you figured it out after I talked to you about the second time. In case you want the measurements, for the very beginning, the card base, you had to make your bottom tick mark at 2 3/4 and both sides at 2 1/8. For your, it says DSP, but I used cardstock. My white 4 by 5 1/4, I made a tick mark at 2 5/8 and just cut up to a triangle. And the gray, I did 3 3/4 by 5. My tick mark was at 2 1/2 and I cut up. Very easy. Once you get it, it makes sense. So I hope you have a great day. And if you make this card, please share what you made.